Hi everyone. Do you remember when I mentioned in the last video that I have too many scraps? Well, I wanted to take you along with me and show you what I do with them. I decided I better do some because otherwise I'm gonna have too much. So from now on, every time that I create something, if I have scraps, I'm gonna make a master board and make tags out of it and use them as also like journaling cards and things like that. So I'm using book pages like this, and I glue them all together, and then I will collage over it. Once it's collaged, I can cover the back with some coffee dye paper or watercolor paper, so it'll be a little bit more sturdy, and sew around it and just use them in the journals that I'm working on. So right now I'm actually cutting them at 4 inches, and then I'm probably gonna cut them at 6 inches long. Not sure, but I just wanted to at least show you what I was doing in the background. So I'm gonna cut another one because I'm actually doing a project right now, watching Karen at Grace Be Creations, and she is doing a video creating tags, I believe. I think it was one of the Monday projects that she does live, and I think Sunday or something like that, she picks out whatever from a box, what it is that we are going to be working on. And it's so fun. So I love doing that. So I'm definitely this time going to participate and create some of those tags because I have not been able to do so lately. So I'm kind of excited about that. So yeah, so I'm just cutting these 3, and then I will probably work on it later on. But for now, I was just measuring and trying to see what I'm going to use them for. But I thought at the end here, you can see that I was putting it to the side because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to use the rest of it. So it all depends on how the journal comes out and when I need it. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here we're going to start looking in through the pages, and every side that's white like this, we are going to cover with pretty papers, especially some of the digitals that I took out and printed, and some that we've already been using. It doesn't look like it's a lot. It's only a few white pages. But I really want to do the writing on the coffee dye paper, on the lined paper. But you see this little space right here? Okay, so you know those strips that you get when you cut out your 12 by 12 or whatever digital that you cut. Sometimes you cut the little edge of it and you have strips. Well, I usually save those too because you see, as I have a little bit left over on the edge of this paper, I can use those strips for that and cover it. So you'll see what I do. Here I'm just showing you, I was just trying to see what it would look like if it was that one. And I could put 2 pieces and it doesn't look bad at all. It's like collaging on your pages. That's all. But you'll see what I do. I have a longer piece anyways that I have cut out from the 12 by 12 papers, and that's what I end up using on this page, and you'll see why. It's really cool. I actually love doing that. Okay, so here it is. There's the little strip from one of the 12 by 12, and I double check all of the ones that I have, but I end up doing that one in that specific page. Even this one looked good, but I ended up using the other one with the flowers. Look how cute that looks. And even though you leave a little space of white in between, it's fine. It's decorating the page. So I don't waste my strips. I use them too. I had thought about putting like a lace or something in between the papers, uh, but then I decided no, I'm not going to do that because it's just going to bulk it up already, and I don't want to do it right before um, I actually decorate all the pages because I don't know how it's going to take it. Um, like I mentioned before, I want it to be even when I open it to write in it. So I just want to make sure that I don't overdo it this time around. So I'm trying to keep mindful of what I'm doing. Okay, so even though the background is white and this doesn't cover the whole line there on the edge of that page, I figured I could distress it so that it can stand out. And it's gonna look like it's purposely done that way, which I am. If you really want to make it technical, yeah, I am making it to be specifically like that so that it looks good. It gives it a little bit more of a design look, which is fine. I love it. And I decided to use my PVA glue because the other glue that I have, the Beacon fabric tack, it's getting to the point where it's low, so it starts spilling out. I definitely need to invest in one of those sugar bell bottles, I think it's called. It's for baking. And I've heard several crafters talk about it. The first person I heard her talking about it was not Karen. It was Miss what's her name? Miss Kerr, Angela Kerr. I love following her too. I watch her videos and she uses that bottle too. And now Karen is also swearing by it, how well it is to work with. So I might just try and get that bottle just for my my fabric tack. But for now, I'm going to be using this glue because it's a permanent glue anyway. It's just this water based, so I have to be careful not to put too much. So it's the reason why I'm using the tiny little bottle. So here I'm just covering. I just thought I should put this in here. I don't know. I just felt like I had to. So I made this one into like a top loading tuck or top loading pocket and a side tuck at the same time, only because I didn't want to waste the paper. So I go ahead and glued that side tuck first, and then I did the top loading pocket also, and glued it onto the edges so that it could be used at the same time. So then I glued the bottom as well, and you'll see in a few how it looks. It's my first time doing that, and I don't know why, I just did not want to cut my coffee dye paper that I had it in there, and just have it for a multi-purpose. We can write on it in the other side. We can write in it in here as well, putting some little notes or poems or a song or something, or even a Bible verse. That would be great to add in there. And also add a tag, and also add a journaling card or a piece of paper so that we can write later. So let's see, there's the top loading pocket, and then on the side is the tuck. You can add some kind of paper or something. I don't know what fits. This fits. Okay, so like a piece of paper, and then make it into like a beautiful page with some layers. I'm trying to learn on the layers part. I've done layers before and they have come out good, but that was a hit and miss kind of deal because I love watching Ruby and Pearl doing her layers, and also Heather from Rose Hill Paper Cottage. And I try to do it that way because it's one of my favorite ways of decorating and themes. It's a little bit more vintagey and old, and I like all those edges that are ragged and really cute. I just love that style. But when I do it, it's like a Pinterest gone wrong kind of deal. I look at it, I try to do it, it doesn't work out that way. It's just like when Karen at Grace Be Creations does something and I do it, nothing, it doesn't look the same. And then it's so disappointing because I want it to look exactly like it, but it doesn't work out that way, for me. So, of course, it's going to come out the way that I see it, the way that I work, or using what I like. So, yeah, if you don't know your style, this is how you will get to find out what your style is, because no matter how much you try to do it like the other person, your style is going to come through. I mean, the good thing is you get to learn to see what, use the same things that the other person uses, how they do it and things like that. And when you practice and you do that, you will realize what you actually do like and how you want to use the products that you're using, you know. So I have learned so much the past 3 years just trying to discover what my style is, what the way I like to work, what are my favorite products to use. That's what I've been discovering day by day. And this is one of the things that I like to do, which is covering the white pages and collaging papers on there. And I've done it, I've done it with my grandkids' journals when I'm helping them, and I teach them how to do the collaging and things like that. And so we do that, and I find myself doing that a lot. So I'm honestly, I love it. I just love it. And look how cute that looks. If you like to pinch the screen to make it bigger so that you can see a close-up of it, I would suggest you do it because you can see what I mean. There is a white line on both sides and it looks like it was meant to be that way. Like an outline of a page is so pretty. So if you like that idea, please let me know in the comments below. And if you do, just like my video. It helps me a lot as well. I do want to say thank you to all of my followers. Thank you so much because you guys are helping me and helping my channel by following and also viewing my videos. Even though I'm an amateur, I know I'm not very good at doing videos and I talk a lot sometimes and I put people to sleep, but I'm learning and I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep working at it as much as I can whenever I'm feeling well. That's what I'm going to do. So here I thought that maybe I should just cover the top loading pocket because it's just like to show that there is a pocket there. So I just wanted to collage something over it as well. I don't really need to. It's coffee dyed paper, which I work hard on doing that too. But it looks good and I love it. It brings a little bit more attention to that side of the page as well, not necessarily just on the other page. So it just makes it like it's, together. Okay, so here I was looking for something to put on that top loading pocket. I don't even know why I got into wanting to do that and fill it in because I was planning on doing that after the fact. Remember, I need to focus on what I'm doing first and then work on ephemera. But no, for some reason, I just felt it right there in the moment that I needed to do this. So you'll see me do an envelope here. It's also from Ruby and Pearl, and I'm covering it with some papers on the inside because, as you know, I don't like my envelopes to look white on the inside. I like to just cover it up with some more of my digitals or any paper that I have available. or I will stencil it. Sometimes it depends, but this time around I was just covering it just because I just wanted to put something in that pocket. Unbelievable. I could just never stay focused. It's like squirrel every time. So I just do what I feel like I need to get done. That's basically it. And I do a little part and then I end up adding a little bit more on the bottom because if you add an extra paper on that on the background, what it does is it makes it more sturdy. So then I couldn't just do just that little spot, you know. I had to add a little bit more. Sometimes I do, sometimes I just leave just the top, just so that when you look inside the pocket, it doesn't look bad. And I don't remember if I actually did covered it, but we'll see as we go through the rest of the video. So here, I guess you could see that I didn't fill it all the way down. All I did was do the top portion, cover it up, glued it together, and the envelope is done. So that when the flap is open on the top, you can see it's covered and it's not completely white. And I love doing that to my envelopes. It doesn't matter what kind of envelope. It needs to be covered on the inside. So this envelope is from one of the digitals from Ruby and Pearl. And the rose on that paper that is on the journal is part of chapter 1's digital or ephemera that I bought. I don't remember what the name is. It's a rose something, or I can't remember, but I'll put it down on the description below. I think I did it in the last video. I added in there, and I added the Etsy shop directly to that specific digital that I use so that you guys can see. Of course, I put Ruby and Pearl's Etsy shop period because all of her digitals are gorgeous. All of them. All the wallpapers, backgrounds, letters. It doesn't matter. It all matches together. You can use it all together. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love it. I'm actually working on another project on the side that I started recently using all of her digitals as well, which is, well, this one and another one. And then I'm doing one also with tailor-made journals, wallpapers. Or vintage wallpapers or antique. It's coming out gorgeous, 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 and I love it. I can't wait for you guys to see it. So yeah, I'm still looking for some more digitals. I have a few in my Etsy shop cart. I have not purchased them because I have not been able to purchase lately. You know, since I am not working at the moment, I have to be really frugal with everything I use and what I do. So I'm going to use what I have in the moment, and whenever I need something, then I'll get what I need at that moment, and that's about it. I'm not going to go crazy like I usually did before and buy a whole bunch at the same time, which I want to, don't get me wrong, but not for now. I have to be strong about that and, you know, not go crazy. But here I'm going to be using some of the ephemera from chapter 1's digital ephemera. So like one of those labels are from her digital, and I'm going to use it on Ruby and Pearl's envelope here. Here's when I use one of those labels from chapter 1. I have other labels. I love the ones from Tracy Fox, but I'm not using those at this moment only because I have a few in this digital and I want to use them all. And it comes out pretty cute. So it becomes a closure. I only glue the bottom portion and leave the top without glue so that it covers the little flap. So yeah, you have to wait for it to dry really well. And once it's dry, then it's easy for you to put the flap in and out, you know, without it coming off or getting stuck. One of the tricks I've learned from Martina at Teal & Tattered. And it stuck with me. I use it a lot. I love it. I think I do the same thing on the top loading pocket and add a little label or something. Now I can go ahead and add that envelope that I worked on and stick it in that pocket. Might just put a number or something later on that. But then I also wanted to work on the front pocket. Like, what am I going to add? A journal tag or something? I'm not sure, but I want something to decorate it. So I might take one of the chapter 1 tags and decorate it and add it in here. And I don't know if it's going to be a forever thing. It's just to see what I really would like to have in the front pocket. We'll see where it takes me. All I knew is that I wanted to use Rose Hill Paper Cottage handmade paper to decorate, and I also wanted to use some of these pictures from the ballerina collection from Ruby and Pearl. I wanted to add that into the tag. I think these pictures are going to be either used for tags or decorating some of the pages. It could be journaling cards, kind of the way that Heather at Ruby and Pearl does her tags and collages and things like that with her pictures. I love that style. So I want to try to incorporate that style into this journal as much as possible. I know I have mentioned it many times, but I love their style so much between the both Heathers, Ruby and Pearl and Rose Hill Paper Cottage. I love it. I just love it. I wish I could do the style exactly, but I can't. So I'm going to do it with a little twist of the way that I do it. But more or less that old vintagey style collaging and kind of torn edges and things like that. I love that. So I'm going to try to incorporate as much as possible into these, to the ephemera that is going to be going into the journal, especially in this journal. So we'll see. I have these beautiful handmade papers that I purchased from Heather, and there's like a little cute frame. I actually got to use that on the back side of the first flap of the flip-flop, and at first I was going to leave it like a pocket so that I can put a picture in it or something, but then I decided to just glue it down and leave it like that so that you can see all the wording. And maybe I might add something later on, but I'm not sure what it is going to be yet. But for now, just enjoy the process. I love collaging with that handmade paper and that torn way of doing it. So I decided to add part of the digital as well. And then I was thinking maybe I could use some kind of lace or trim or something in between it, but I ended up not using it at all. I did use some kind of a trim around the picture so that it's just be a little tatty. Not sure how that worked out, but we'll see. But I love collaging on everything, pretty much. Kind of realized I was kind of away from the camera too. And see that? That's what I was trying to do, make it all tatty and put some of the trim on the side just to frame the picture a little bit while it was on the tag, and glued it onto the tag. And the end project came out really cute. You'll see in a moment. So here you see it was already almost done. So I just wanted to add a little bit more of, character. So I added some of my vintage gold in some areas just to give a little bit of accent, kind of like how like Heather does in one of her videos. She did it in some of her cards that she was doing, or tags, and I just thought, oh, I do have my gold wax. I forgot about it. I use it sometimes when I remember, but then I forget. But that's why I like watching videos, because sometimes they remind me of things that I have that I don't have in a visual spot. I'm a very visual person, so if I don't have things out, I don't know I have them. So I have to keep as much as I can and always try to remember what I have. But here I'm adding coffee dye paper that I recently made as well. And I'm going to put it in the back of the card or the tag. That way we can use it for writing as well. Okay, so now that it's done, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew around it just in a simple single stitch all around. And I'm going to use that brown thread that I used for the cover as well, just to keep it cohesive. And it does come out pretty good. I wanted to set up the phone in a different way so that you can see the stitching, but I think that's about the closest that you're gonna be able to get to it for now, only because at that moment I didn't want to move the camera. It's hard kind of to put it back again in a spot where you can actually see what I'm doing. I have to be comfortable, because otherwise I can't do the work properly. I'll be in so much pain I will not be able to finish my work. So I put everything in its place, and I double check and make sure that I'm comfortable before I do anything else, But here I put an eyelet, and then I decided to use one of the trims that I got in a Happy Mail, because we are doing Happy Mail swaps through Karen's Facebook. So if you guys don't follow her, I think you should. She is so much fun and so sweet, kind to everybody, and she allows for us to be able to share anything in her channel, in her Facebook. And I just love her. I really do. I enjoy watching her a lot. So I'm so glad she is doing the videos that she does for teaching us how to do ephemera and things like that. Okay, so see, this is cute. I'm putting it in here. I don't know if it's gonna live here forever in this bucket, but for now I think I'm gonna put it here. I have to leave it here, see it, and then come the next day and see if I still want it there, or if I want to create something different to decorate the front of the journal. Oh, here, this is the part where I added that frame that I was telling you about that I got from Heather at Rose Paper Cottage, and I just glue it on that page, and you can see the words right through it. I might add something later on in there, but I'm not sure what yet. That's what I was talking about. At first I thought I could probably add a picture or something in there and make it into like a little tuck. But then I decided to glue it all together and didn't put anything in it. So we'll see. Okay, so now this is the next day. Or a couple of days after, I think. Yeah. because I didn't feel well for a few days. I needed to rest, and then I came back and I decided, okay, I have to finish off the rest of the white pages. So here you'll see a few of the pages that I cover as well. I just wanted to show you like the pages that I'm going to be using, or the digitals I'm going to be using. And some of them are from those beautiful handwritten invoices. The penmanship on it is gorgeous and I love it. The wallpapers that I still have left over from hers, and some of the other papers that I was using before. If I have leftovers, I'm gonna use those as well to cover some of those pages, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so far I have this tag in here, which I think it came out really cute, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it here. I'm still gonna leave it here just for now, but I love the way that I collaged it. And then the frame in the back, I did add a cute little flower in the front as well. That you guys did not see me adding. I did that on my own behind the scenes. And I just thought I needed to add that little flower in the little lace trim of roses right on top of the picture. And I just thought it was cute. So we'll see. I don't know. I might think of something else to add, but a little by little, I guess, depending on what I get inspired to do. So this is what I do. I grab pieces of paper and I start adding it. The bigger, the better, you know. I rather cut from it than have tiny little pieces and start that way. I start with the big pieces. Then I'll go ahead and cover the bottom with some of the ledger with beautiful handwriting. And I'm not going to take you through the whole journal, me doing the collaging on it on the white pages. I will let you see a few of them, and then I will do the rest behind the scenes, because I don't want you to sit there and just watch every single page. You know more or less what I will be doing. Plus, eventually I'll do like a flip through so you guys can see the whole thing, the whole journal, page by page. Okay, so this will be the second page that I will be doing. And again, just taking from whatever papers I have available. Here I'm showing you how I add a picture. So this is part of the digital. So I cut it off of the digital as if it was just a regular picture, because I love it so much. It's all the little ballerinas dancing. And I get to cut the, the end of it, but that's okay because I get to use it on another spot in the journal. And I just love the way that page came out. It was so cute. So I just went ahead and went through it with the bone folder, and then cut it with my craft knife from there very gently, because it was still wet from the glue. So it was easy for me to go through it gently with my craft knife, and it didn't cut through the page. That's one of the tricks that I know to do. So this is a cool trick. Just because it was still wet from the glue, you go through it really soft. And then what you do is you tear it off the page so that it gives you that torn edge look. And I love that. See how cool? And I get to use that little piece in another spot. and that's one of my journaling page. Here's another spread, and here I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that hand bossed handmade paper from Rose Hill Paper Cottage. Not that one because it has the gold and I need to use those for somewhere else, but the ones that are single, like that one was perfect for the corner. And I make it tattered, you know, so I just rip it. I don't use the scissors unless it's like for the edging of like a journaling card or the page or something, but I just wanted it all jagged all. And then I decide that I wanted to make it like into a pocket. Right in the end of it, I was gonna glue the whole thing down, but then I decided a pocket. So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna put in there, or maybe I'll just leave it like that, like a secret pocket that you can't tell that it is. And it just so happened that there's a little tiny card in there. You never know. It might work. But it came out really cute. So I just put glue on the three-sided. So once I put it in there, it becomes a pocket. And it came out so cute. I really liked that page. Like if it was part of the garden. That's how cute it looked. Okay, now in this page, I decorated the pocket with handmade paper. So that page was folded already. It was the vintage page. I made it into a pocket, and then I just covered the pocket with that. And I like the torn edge as well. Okay, now I want to try to put some beads in these strings that I left. And it only depends if it works. So I want to use some of the glass beads that I have, and some of the new ones that I got recently were these pearly ones with some of these cute sparkly ones inside. And I thought those would be so cute to hang off of the string, and we'll see how they look. They're pretty tiny, so I hope I can do it, because the tool that I have that is for me to use to thread the beads through these strings, I have no idea what I did with it. So I've looked everywhere. I can't find it. I might have to buy me another one. So I ended up just not being able to do this and add the beads like I wanted to, and I cut the strings off in each of the signatures. I was pretty upset about that because I really wanted them in there, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. So I went ahead and I edited that part because I didn't want to keep you there just watching me mess around trying to put the beads inside of that thread. Since it's a wax thread, it's kind of thick. So it was giving me such a hard time. I decided to just stop and not do it. So I edited that part off of this video. So here I'm doing another spread with that beautiful rose wallpaper, and I just love it. And then I just added another piece on the top, and that finished the whole page as well. I used a piece of book page that I had embossed with texture paste, and it came out so cute. I love that. And now I just keep on fixing all the other pages. So right now I'm just going to let you enjoy the rest of the video. You only have a few more minutes left to go. But I'm going to put some music in the background so that you can enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Thank you for watching.